I want you to pay attention to these little yellow signs right here, those yellow dollar signs. All right. In this video that you're about to watch, the mayor himself is telling everybody in Clearwater, whoever's watching my videos, to do exactly what they're doing right now. This video has actually been up for almost 2 days, and when they had this council meeting, this happened to me along with a couple other videos. So I don't know. I think they're really hurt about what I'm saying, because it's the truth. That's the difference, is that what I'm speaking is the truth.
This person at the last meeting they were at said, complained about having to drive 4 hours over here to speak at the council meeting, and took great pride in the fact that he's a YouTuber and he's making money off subscribers and advertisers for being here at the meeting. So we got I'd say I got quite a bit of verbal, concern from Clearwater citizens is what's all this costing our taxpayers? By the time we have to deal with all this stuff that comes in from people who don't even live here, and by the time he drags out a meeting, he disrupts the meeting, and it delays the participation of Clearwater citizens, people who live here and have other items. A lot of concern here locally about letting someone one come from well outside of Clearwater to disrupt our meetings, costing our taxpayers money. Anyone that works for city government to let YouTube know how we feel about it, let the advertisers who their pop-up ads come up on his channel, let them know about how we feel about it. And I'm not going to address any of that tonight.
Guess what? I'm winning, because guess what? I'm exposing all the things that you're doing, all the money you're spending, all the things. I'm exposing you. And it's going to get a lot worse for everybody in Clearwater because of this. If you want the smoke, I'm going to give you the smoke. And it doesn't matter if I make $1 or if I make $1 million. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, I get to expose you. I'm exposing you right now. Hey, council members, I hope you like my shirt. I can't wait to see you on Thursday. I had to redo the video and put this part in, but let's go. What's going on, everybody? Soloyaker here, and we're going to start out right out the gate. Auditorpoolza. There are links to John Felix's email. You need to contact him. I'm going to give you some information about it. We've got numerous auditors coming. I've personally spoke to James Freeman. He possibly could be coming. And if James Freeman, if you're watching this, I hope you do. We do believe Long Island audit is coming. James Madison, John Felix, Eyes on the State, myself. I mean, the list is only getting bigger and bigger. You need to talk to John Felix. He has all the details on who's coming. You need to talk to him. It is $100, but it does include food all day. There's a food cooking competition between me, John Felix, and Wright's Krispies. Wright's Krispies is going to be there as well. So the three of us, we're having a little cooking competition, so some of y'all might be judges for that. We have entertainment, we have music. What else? There's the food, drink, entertainment, meet and greet, and you're going to get, a lot of the auditors that are coming. We're all going to be speaking at this so that you get, it's an all-day event. But if you're interested in this, I know it's $100. It sounds expensive, but trust me, it is up in Pensacola. And I'm telling you, just between the food, the drinks, and the entertainment, and the auditors, it's worth it. So if you have the time, reach out to John Felix, or reach out to John Felix at johnfelix@gmail.com. All the links will be at the very top, and I will try to put it in the pinned comment so that you can, get a hold of John. He's got all the information. This is his event. I'm just helping promoting it because I think there's only like 70 tickets left. They've already sold 130. So if you want to get in on this, there's only 70 tickets left, and it's not until October 19th. So get them now, because once they're sold out, we may open up a few more seats, but I think we're going to cap it at 200. But this is John Felix's thing, so we're going to leave it at that.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Alright, we're going to hop straight into this video. This video is about me calling out Jennifer.Poirrier about not living in Clearwater, and we're going to play the clips and we're going to go over it, but we just need to get started because there's a lot of information to go over. So let's get started. I'm sorry to say this, I'm actually not sorry to say this, but Miss Poirrier, I hear you own a condo because you said it yourself about about the whole parking lot. You're like, oh, I lived there. Mr. Harris, she said she lived there too.
It is required that I disclose, we talked about this in our one-on-ones, that I do own a unit in this building. Jeremy will go over that this agreement has been in place since 2009. It predates my even employment here.
And what you're looking at is from the previous city manager. So even this contract predates your employment at Clearwater. And pay attention to letter E right there. That's going to be very important. And as you just heard, she was employed somewhere else in 2009. And I want you to pay very close attention to Jennifer, I'm guessing Valdez or Valdez or something, whatever. And you'll see right here at the bottom, June 2009 or April 2009. Right? Pay attention because it's going to make sense here in just a second. But the funny thing is that's not her homestead. If she doesn't live in Clearwater, how does she hold that seat?
No, but I would just like to make a comment about, just to correct the record for the council and for our residents and regarding my employment contract. So I am in compliance with my employment contract. I do reside in Clearwater by definition. That is explained in the contract. I understand that for some members of the public that try to look for that, because my address and my family's address is protected, that information is not easily available. But we do have it in writing from the property appraiser's office that I have complied, and that information is in both the legal department and in the HR department.
Well, I guess you are just that stupid. You can't be that stupid, but you are. Now we're going to get into the receipts of all this. As you can see, over here to the right, you've got Frank Hibbard. He's the mayor. And then down at the bottom left corner, that's going to be the day, that's John Jennings and the date that he was hired. And now we're going to get into this council meeting of the day he got fired. And you know, you read this and it's like, man, they all voted unanimously for him to lead this administration. But let's hear what the mayor has to say about this. Let's see.
Discuss the employment status of the city manager, John Jennings.
I'm going to go ahead and start and believe that some of the failure is my own. I can only speak for myself. So I consider this somewhat of a failure on my part as well. But I also have been in management for many years. And I believe when you identify a problem and you do not believe that somebody is a good fit, it is best to identify that and move on. And it is not as though he has been here now for 13 months and done nothing. There are some very good things that he has done. And those are things that I hope will be carried on by the next city manager. And I think all of this council supports it. You know, this isn't personal. This is business. I don't really want to spend 6 of the last 14 months of my term, and I have announced I'm not running again, and people don't believe it, but...
Oh, what is this? What? I would never think somebody would ever do this.
And I don't ever quit anything. But it's been more and more obvious to me that as much as I love the city, and as much as I want to stick around, I simply am not the right person to be here anymore. I wish you all the best. Thank you for all you've been to me.
So I'm hoping a lot of this makes sense, and as you can probably see somewhere up over here, after they fired this guy, Poirier went from the She was an HR director for Clearwater. That's where she started. Then she got put into an assistant manager, and like 2 months after that, after they fired this guy, she got put into this position. So right around the same time, that's when her friggin' contract got completely changed from the John Jennings. And the way they changed it is complete. I can't believe that they actually did it. And the reason I'm playing this is so that you understand where where his contract was. And I'm gonna play this right now, and I'm just gonna point out just one line, and then we're gonna jump into Poirier. And as you can see right here at the very, right there at letter E, employees shall establish and maintain residency within the city within 1 year of employment. We're gonna show you Poirier's. And as you can see, she was hired on 4/10/23 by Brian Unk Sr. And this is going to be her employee agreement. And we're gonna break this down and see how she slid through the cracks. And we're gonna hop into letter C here. The parties recognize that the employee's spouse, the husband, is not a party to this agreement, nor is the employee's spouse required by law or the city charter to relocate to the city. So that's where she basically gets to claim the homestead that she's living. So let's see where she lives. Obviously, I'm not gonna dox her, but if you look up on the property appraiser, she lives in a golf course right there, got a nice pool, all that good stuff, right? And let's check out the other property she owns. And don't forget, Jennifer Poirrier's maiden name was Valdez at one point. And so you have a Kalia Valdez, you've got Jennifer Poirier and Adam Poirier living in this 1-bedroom, 1,000 square foot condo in Clearwater. Which one do you think they're living in? Now I want you to pay attention to Section A. Section A was very much like John Jennings, like his, residency within a year, la 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 la. And the thing is that it says in here that they should change their driver's license, their voter's registration to reflect the key thing is the rental or purchased residential dwelling. And so that's what Poirier's getting to when she says this. That's not her homestead. If she doesn't live in Clearwater, how does she hold that seat?
I am in compliance with my employment contract. I do reside in Clearwater by definition that is explained in the contract.
Like I said, the difference between these two different contracts that they have signed for their employee contract or whatever are completely different. You can see John Jennings, and then you can also see Jennifer Poirier's. And whatever they did, they changed a lot because her husband works as a St. Pete deputy chief fireman. So they did all this that you're looking at just for her so that she didn't have to move to become a resident of Clearwater. And talk about special treatment.
So I am in compliance with my employment contract. I do reside in Clearwater by definition that is explained in the contract.
Well, let's talk about the city charter. Ordinance number 8260-11. It says number 2, board of the city, or board means board, committee, authority, or other entity established by an ordinance or resolution adopted by the city council or by a special act by the Florida legislation relating solely to the city, for which the city council has authority to establish the qualifications for membership. Then we're going to go down to B. Resident means a natural person who resides within the city of Clearwater. Where there is a residency requirement for board membership, one of the following shall be accepted as proof of residency: current voter's registration within city limits, or possession of a valid current Florida driver's license issued and address within the city limits, or a declaration of domicile filed with the city clerk affirming residency within the city. So basically, in a nutshell, this ordinance that they're supposed to be following for all people up on that dais, for anybody that is up there, they're supposed to be a resident. This is part of their charter, part of their ordinance. They're supposed to follow this. But then, when Poirier, when she gets her opportunity to get in, they put her in, and then somebody, and I'm guessing it's Mr. Zipperhead Margolis. Yeah, I'm thinking you are the one that redrafted this in the way that you did, because when we look at Section B, oh man, geez, I wonder what all that's about. I wonder how'd you get to do all that? Geez, I wonder. I mean, all the stuff that you're looking at isn't part of their charter, and it wasn't part of John Jennings, his past employment. But for her, they give her the world. They gave her the world. She makes $240,000, and if you don't believe me, here's the screenshot, and here's also that's actually in her agreement, that how much she would be paid. So I don't know, man. This road is getting a little too deep for me, and I'm like, this is crazy what these people do, and they ignore the words that come out of my mouth, other people's mouth. They ignore all the money that they waste, and they wonder why we keep coming back, and they're like, they're being so mean to us. They're acting childish. I told you I wasn't the one. And you know something? All you did was open your mouth, and every time any one of you council members open your mouth, like Mike.Mannino did on a podcast, just like Poirier opened her mouth, the more you open your mouth and the more I fact check it, and then, like I said, I'm getting whistleblowers coming out the friggin' woodwork. I'm not joking. I've got them in Dunedin. I've got them in St. Pete. I've got them in Treasure Island now. And the last one I just got, where was that last one? It just came in. Well, trust me, they're coming out the woodwork. Everybody's trying to reach out to me saying, hey, I got dirt on so-and-so. I got dirt on so-and-so. And the more I keep getting, I'm like, it's an overload. I don't know what you guys have done in your past and what you're doing in the future. I just know you might want to friggin' keep your mouth shut. That's what I've said from the beginning too. I was like, hey, the less you talk and the less you guys screw up and the less millions of dollars you spend, the more likely I'm going to leave you alone. But don't forget, we have Auditorpoolza. All those links are in the description. They will be in the pinned comment. If you have the time, it's on October 19th up at Pensacola, Florida. A lot of people, a lot of food, a lot of entertainment. It's going to be a great time. And if you can, you need to reach out to johnfilax@gmail.com. Get in touch with him because he's got all the information, and we're kind of vetting a lot of people. So we're making sure that the trolls just don't show up. So anyway, don't forget hit that like, share, and that subscribe button. Like I said, Mr. Mannino, I hope you respect my First Amendment right. Fuck all y'all.